the Beths, who dropped their third album, Expert in a Dying Field. Those witty alt rockers with their fascinating titles and spunky lines. But it's funny because the Beths as a group are one that we were on pretty early with Future Me Hates Me back in 2018. And then Jump Rope Gazers in 2020 was a bit of a letdown for us, and I think coming into Expert in a Dying Field, I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, are we going to kind of get more of the kind of going back to the same well, but not as interesting or as like biting lyrically? Or are we going to get something new? And I think we got a little bit of something in the middle. I think that we got a bit of a return to form for them, but also I think they didn't really do a lot to like change things up, but just kind of expanded upon their lyricism and I think their song crafting in this one, but kind of leveled up. What did you think of Expert in a Dying Field, Dave?
Yeah, I agree with that a lot. I think ultimately it has what fans of the Beths have gravitated towards thus far, which is just really strong, confident storytelling from Elizabeth Stokes. And I think this time around, the guitar work and the general tempo of the album is just more lively and uplifting, like that first album, less like that second album. And that's why I like it a lot more than Jump Rope Gazers. I think there is a bit of a variety, though. They do kind of jump around in how they do their songs, but ultimately, like that constant of Stokes's vocals is like probably the best thing about the band, and seems to always be there, especially on their best songs. So yeah, I like this one quite a bit, and I think the title is honestly hilarious.
Yeah,
Speaking to rock music in that way.
I completely agree. And speaking to your point about the guitar work, I think upping on this album, that first track, the title track, really I think draws you right in. It has this like building kind of like faint guitar lead up, and then you hear Elizabeth Stokes' vocals just like coming in so crisp and clear, and it has these like small guitar solos throughout that kind of flourish throughout, and it just is this like really beautifully sung, beautifully performed track. And then by like the end, the drums really come in hard about like three-fourths of the way through, and you're just like, okay, this is the best album I'm like on board with. And I think honestly, this album from track to track really flowed really well too, which I think helped me stay really engaged. Didn't feel like there were many lulls, even the tracks where they maybe switch things up tonally or try to take it down all really worked for me. What other songs stood out to you?
Yeah, I liked Best Left specifically for the way Stokes's vocals kind of play with the rest of the band's vocals coming in behind her, like a call
Mm,
and response type vibe. I thought that was very fun. Nice to hear that. Uh, Your Side, I thought the drums in particular, that work was very catchy. And then, was it Silence is Golden? One of the lead singles is
mm.
just really up tempo, more heavier on the guitar than some of their other tracks. I thought that one hit particularly hard.
Yeah, I think those are all standouts for me as well. Another one I really liked was "Head in the Clouds." That song is just like has so much momentum to it, and it's just so driving. And I really loved the chorus on it. "Head in the clouds, soul in the dirt." Like, I think really highlights how they do a really nice job of storytelling, but also could just have these like two liners that are kind of like get across what they're trying to make you feel. Yeah, it's hard because as I was like preparing to talk about this album, I didn't feel like there was anything like earth shattering from this. It's just
Hmm.
like really competently made, really solidly made um rock album, which we don't get a lot of, I guess, nowadays, especially from younger or not as seasoned bands. And I guess I was wondering, like, the Beths as a rock band, who are their peers? Like who else is like doing this in the space in the same way? It's all solo artists, and
Correct.
yeah.
Exactly
So
right. Yeah, I'm not sure who their band peer is. That's a great question.
I guess maybe like Cloud Nothings, are they still making music? I think so.
Yeah, they're
We
a
don't
little
talk
older
about
than
them.
them even then.
Yeah.
Um, Gosh, that's a great question. Um, Fuck, I don't know.
And but I think that speaks to one, just like you said before, the title of this track with you know speaking to the larger state of rock music, but also I think the Beths have kind of established themselves as like this singular sound in rock right now that really is looking for it. I guess like like talking this out, maybe Rolling Blackout's Coastal Fever
Hmm.
is like someone that's kind of in that sphere, but not nearly to the level of the best, in my opinion. So it's a it's a real dry wasteland out there for rock music. I'd really recommend this album to anyone that likes rock, though. Definitely check it out.